So by the title, you can probably guess that the video is going to be about 10 entertaining movies with very low Rotten Tomatoes rating. And if you stumbled into this video, then welcome, and stick around for some similar content by gently pressing the subscribe button or tapping as hard as you can. As j.cole once said, take a chance, you never know how perfect something might turn out, and if j.cole said it, then that's the rule over here. Legion. Just for a second, imagine Vision from the Marvel Cinematic Universe as an angel, not an ordinary angel. Imagine him as the Archangel Michael, rebelling against God and his fellow brethren for the sake of protection of human beings from the incoming apocalypse by helping the savior of mankind to take birth before his brothers murder the pregnant woman. Well, that is exactly what you get from 2010 movie Legion. Though very cheesy, by that I mean cliche at times, it does build tension and has an interesting premise, not so similar to Terminator, coupled with decent action sequences and a very Vision-like performance from Paul Bettany himself. Also, this dude from Will Smith gave me money. No, he didn't. Also, this another dude from Tokyo Drift. The movie is very entertaining but has a criminally low rating of 19%. Equilibrium. Released in 2002, Equilibrium, starring Christian Bale, Sean Bean and others, was a sci-fi action movie telling the tale of John Preston in a future where any form of emotion except loyalty, by that I mean total loyalty, or expression of any form of art is prohibited and punishable by the law itself. Does sound familiar. And as he begins to develop emotion and absorb the flaws of the current system, he rebels against it with his gun kata, the earlier art form of gun fu masterfully displayed by Keanu Reeves in John Wick series. There are a couple of action sequences with katana as well. Yes. It is a very good movie. I don't know how it has 41% rating, whereas the Fast and Furious 8 has 67%. How is that possible? How? I mean, how? Seriously, how? Super. Have you ever thought, what if Dwight from Office never became a paper salesman? And what if he never had his beet farm? What if he was a fry cook? And what if he became a costumed hero? And what if that movie was directed by James Gunn himself? Well, here to answer these questions is the 2010 film Super, in which a fry cook, played by Rainn Wilson, falls into depression after he loses his wife to a drug lord, then one day dreams of God granting him superpowers. With always delightful Ellen Page as his sidekick, Rainn rains hell on his enemies with a wrench. The movie, being released a year later than Kick-Ass, was regularly compared to it, even having the directors of both movies clarify that they are different from each other. Hey, who knows, if Batman universe works out, we might once again get to see Dwight kick more ass. Also check out the movie. The Village. The movie tells the tale of residents of small isolated 19th century Pennsylvania village of Covington who live in the fear of those we don't speak of, nameless humanoid creatures living within the surrounding woods. The villagers have constructed a large barrier of oil lanterns and watchtowers that are constantly staffed, and the villagers are forbidden to cross the village boundary lines. But one day, due to jealousy, Lucius is stabbed by Noah, who has developmental disability, played brilliantly by Adrian Brody. Then Ivy, Lucius' co-fiancée, who is blind, is selected to go into the neighboring city to obtain the necessary medicine. If you have watched it, then you know that there is a twist ending, not worth the Shyamalan Twist Hall of Fame, but people stuck to that portion while completely forgetting the lead up to it being an excellently eerie and suspenseful runtime filled with amazing performances from the whole cast. I still enjoy the movie and feel that it deserves more. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. A 2013 Ben Stiller movie about a guy who, rather than living his life, daydreams about various surreal situations in which he comes off as a badass or a hero and never follows through on his urges. I don't know how they got this story or who should I file a lawsuit against for leaking my autobiography, but it's a beautiful tale, portrayed perfectly by Ben Stiller about an ordinary man going on an extraordinary journey to ultimately realize that living is easier and better than daydreaming scenarios and never acting upon your dreams. I know it's a little bit sweet and soft and warm and cuddly or cheesy, but hey, after the year we are having, I think a little bit sweet is more than necessary. And criminally low rating of 52% is a bit too low for the movie of this caliber. National Treasure. Nicolas Cage, the man himself, makes his appearance on this list with what I feel is wrongly rated movie National Treasure, where he plays an eccentric, he is Nick Cage, so an eccentric historian who goes on a dangerous adventure to find treasures hidden by the founding fathers of the United States, and he must do so before Sean Bean and the FBI catch up to him. The movie is very entertaining with decent performance from Nicolas Cage and the whole cast. Even though the plot is what it is, the movie compensates for it with hyper moments from Nick Cage himself, and it's a blessing followed by similarly wacky sequel. Still, I'm shocked at the fact that National Treasure has 49% Rotten Tomatoes rating, whereas again the unbearable Fast and Furious 8 has 67% rating. I would choose Nicolas Cage over family any time. The Fountain. A visually brilliant epic sci-fi romance drama starring Hugh Jackman and Rachel Weisz, directed by Darren Aronofsky, entailing three tales including a tale of conquistador and his queen, a scientist and his wife who is a cancer patient, and a futuristic space traveler who looks like non-tatted Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, traveling the space in his dome-shaped vehicle with his only companion, the tree. The movie, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the movie, please do. It's a very beautiful movie and I seriously feel is underappreciated and underrated. If you haven't watched it and don't want the spoiler, skip to the timestamp shown in the screen to move on to the next one. If you have watched it or don't care for it, then here it goes. It's a movie entailing loss, grief, and coming to the understanding the inevitability of the death, shown through each stories involving the similar characters going through the same struggle to avoid the oncoming death in one way to another, only to discover the beauty of completion and acceptance of death for what it is, a natural part of life cycle. With only 52% rating, I feel this is the most underrated movie on this list. Meet Joe Black. Meet Joe Black, starring Brad Pitt and Sir Anthony Hopkins, with measly 52% rating, is unforgivable. The movie follows the story of William Parris, played brilliantly by Sir Anthony Hopkins, who is one day visited by a young man who happens to be the Grim Reaper, played perfectly by Brad Pitt, who has arrived at his doorstep to escort his soul to the afterlife, but ends up falling in love with his beautiful daughter instead. The movie is a beautiful tale of two stories going concurrently, with Grim Reaper coming in terms with affection for William's daughter and William coming in terms with his incoming death. But both stories have similar conclusion. The performance from Sir Anthony Hopkins as usual is exquisite, and I feel the performance by Brad Pitt, even though lacking the complexity of Hopkins' performance, is perfect for the character. Even if you haven't watched the movie, everyone has one time or another stumbled onto this clip. King Arthur. The iconic tale of King Arthur has been told many times on screen, but none so perfectly than Monty Python. Then came other tries with some bearable to some downright horrible attempts. Then came the infamous 2017 King Arthur, Legend of the Sword movie. The movie was pretty hyped up before its release, with rumors of potential 6-film sequel franchise, more like an Arthurian universe. But even armed With Excalibur, the Pain from Pendragon failed to create magic at the box office, resulting in the alleged loss of $150 million. With such a reputation, the movie must be bad, right? Right? Well, even after the rewatch, I found the movie to be decent, verging on good at times, and even awesome. I am a Guy Ritchie fanboy and found his take on the Arthurian tale to be fresh and quite fun. The quick-paced epic tale was a welcome breath of fresh air, though rushed a lot, especially the whole exploration of Darklands could have been the entire other half of the movie, rather than the 5 or something minute filled snippets we got. But I like the movie overall. I like the performances from the whole cast, and the Guy Ritchie is Guy Ritchie. Hey, who knows, we might get the Pendragon universe sometimes later, I mean 2030 or 2040, who knows. John Carter. Everyone by now must have either watched John Carter or know about John Carter for the financial failure it was. With mixed critical reception, some going as far to say it was a soulless sprawl of computer-generated blippery converted to 3D. Well, reviews like that and also the fact that the movie was a box office failure caused the demise of the promised epic sci-fi trilogy. The movie, based on the 1912 novel Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs, which entails the journey of John Carter, a Confederate veteran of American Civil War who accidentally teleports himself into Mars and finds himself in the middle of political war, and also discovers he has superpowers due to lower gravity and atmospheric pressure, like Superman. Well, for the young me, and still is a fun epic sci-fi adventure. I still rewatch it sometimes and marvel at what could have been a sci-fi trilogy with strong cast and awesome moments with deliciously short visual treat. Same. If you haven't watched it, then I suggest you watch it and make up your mind. Either it's not worth your time and be glad it was cancelled, or love it and get depressed at the fact that the story won't continue, or be okay with it. And again, I don't like to repeat it, but come on, it has 52%, while you know what, never mind. That's it for today, and if you enjoyed this video, please spank that subscribe button for more upcoming similar videos, and also check out the videos that will appear at the end of this video. Thank you for listening, and it's been a pleasure as always. Do take care of yourself. Khayal rakh afno. So bye now. Tata.